So before we actually get into this video, everybody, I'm gonna be doing a quick little story time. I'm gonna give you all a scenario, right? So let's just say market opens. It is 9:30. You're on the charts. You're eager to take a trade. You're waiting for your setup to come. 10 minutes goes by, no setup. 20 minutes goes by, no setup. Then 30 minutes goes by, no setup. And now you're getting restless. Now you feel like you feel the need to take a trade. You feel eager. You still want to trade, and your discipline has wore off. Your patience is starting to wear, and now you end up forcing a mediocre setup just because you think it has the opportunity to work. You think that it has the opportunity to make you money and ends up failing. From there, you feel like you have a better understanding of the market. You re-enter, you take another trade right after that loss with the same size. Boom, another loss. From there, you now are getting angry. You're starting to feel the emotions. You're starting to feel hot. Your body's starting to just feel like you need to get your money back. And now you over leverage. Boom, you take another trade right after, all within the span of 3-4 minutes. Boom, you get stopped out again. And now you've blown all your capital. You lost your account. You're sitting there looking at the charts. You're sitting there just reassessing yourself in disappointment and disgust. And now your setup has actually came. Your A plus setup has presented itself. And you're looking at the charts like, dang, I should have waited. I should have been patient. And if you have had anything like this, if you've experienced anything, close to this, then you are not alone. I have been through this more times than I can count. I have felt this. I have experienced this countless numbers of times. And these 5 points right here are some things that I feel like are able to help. Some keys that I feel like is a good thing to think about every day. Good things to do just to kind of help combat this issue that I know a lot of traders face. I know that I have faced in my past, and even still to this day, I might have a day where I do get rushed. I do get impatient, and this stuff happens to me. So starting out with the first point, this is not really in any order either. This isn't in no significant order, but I want to just start with what you should really understand about trading. Trading is a long-term process. The market's not going anywhere, and you don't want to let one day define you. Just because one day out of the 200 something trading days in the year that there's not a setup available for you, it doesn't mean that you have to, blow all your capital. You should not feel the need to, take a trade just because that one day doesn't give you what you're looking for. All right, walk away. Simple as that. There's 200 plus trading days in a year. You be completely fine. You have the rest of the month, rest of the week, rest of the year, whatever the case may be. There's no need to blow all your capital or put that much money at risk, especially when you know your system and you know that this should happen. And if it's not happening, it's probably not the best conditions. You probably shouldn't even want to trade that anyway. Number two, know that everything within the market happens for a reason. You might see a very large move. You might see some very big candles in either direction. You feel like, dang, I wish I was a part of that. You might get FOMO and now you want to enter into that trade, but you need to understand that everything happens for a reason. If there wasn't an entry for you, there wasn't an entry for you. That move can be manipulation. That can be some type of setup move to then give you a later opportunity. Just because the market is moving fast, moving in heavy expansions, that doesn't mean that you need to be in that. That doesn't mean that you have to actually be in the trade, because if there's no opportunity for you, if your model didn't actually present itself in order to indicate this large move, then it wasn't for you. Then 9 times out of 10, it's probably a fake out. It's probably a reversal. It's probably manipulation. It's probably not actually what it seems to be, especially if you know your system and you trade in any type of way. Number three. Oh, I have two number twos. We'll just forget that. Just act like y'all don't see that. But number three actually is know your system and know that your setup will always come. Just because, it might not have presented itself, sooner when you wanted it to. Understand that every week and, throughout the year, throughout the month, throughout the days, your setup will come. You have to understand your system, understand how often it may come, know your system's data behind it. But I know for me personally, on average, I can find, 2 to 3 A plus setups per day that I know that I'm very confident in trading and taking. That's subjective to everybody, though. That's very personal. You have to really understand your system, understand what you look for, and understand your model. Sometimes it might be only one per day for me. Sometimes it might be 4 times. It really just depends on the system, depends on the volatility within the market, the volume that we're getting. But yeah, that's number three. Number four. Now this is kind of gonna get into what I've actually been applying in order to help me kind of get over these issues, because those first three things are just like, all right, know that think about it, but these are things that you can actually take action to do and actually how to fix it. So the first part of this is studying other great traders. This is gonna blow me. Hold on. Studying other great traders. And what I mean by this is me personally, I watched Justin Werline, I watched It's Johnny on YouTube, and I also watched who else did I watch live stream? Really like those two. Those are like the main two live streams that I would watch that helped me. I would just watch them trade live and really see like how patient they were. That was like one of the biggest things that I gained from watching these people. Just understanding their patience. Even like TJR for say, like these guys are guys that can, just sit in front of the market, and if their setup isn't there, they're not gonna just take anything. They're gonna wait. They're gonna sit on their hands and they're just gonna let the market go by. If what they want to see is not presenting itself, they're completely fine with being away from the market and they are not trying to impose their will. Studying traders that trade the same way as you, that have your same system that you might have learned from, and watching just how patient and disciplined they are. That was one of the main things that helped me, honestly. Watching these people, seeing how patient they were, and just how confident they are within their ability to trade. Like they don't feel the need to trade every day. If their setup isn't there, they're not going to take it. That's the number one thing that I think, or that's like the first thing that I think kind of helped me out. Just watching these guys trade live. They go live on YouTube sometimes. They're watching their YouTube lives because it definitely has helped. Number two, well, number five, you can say, is just ask yourself before every trade you take, is this truly the trade that you're comfortable with? Is this an A+ setup? Will something better present itself? Are you willing to put your whole account on this trade? If this were to do a die right now, would you be comfortable with this being your trade that would determine that? And if you're not, don't take it. Simple as that. Just because it might work, that doesn't mean that you have to take it. Just because it might, has the potential to make you money, it doesn't mean that you should take the trade, because the market at the end of the day is 50-50. You can only go one of two ways, up or down. So you always have a flat baseline, 50% chance of, making money or not. I can press buy or sell at any time of the day and potentially make money. That doesn't mean that I should do that though. That doesn't mean that that's what, you should do, because at the end of the day, that's not smart. That's not compoundable over time. That's not something that is reliable. You don't want to do that. Take what you're confident in, take what you know works, and leave it at that. Do not take something that you're not confident in. I would say that's number five, just because, like, for me, I would take a lot of trades. I would be like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. Let me see if this will work. Not trades that I'm actually confident in, just trades that I feel like have the opportunity and the potential to make me money. But that's the wrong way to go about it. That's a gambling mentality. That's an impatient one, an impatient mindset, and you shouldn't trade like that. Trade with what you are confident in and what you know works. Do not try to impose your will. And then the last thing too I want to say is having a sticky note. Well, both of these last two things. Have a sticky note with these things written down. I have my sticky note right here. Um, I have some stuff written down on it. I have, am I following my rules? Will something better come? Is risk properly managed? Zoom out. Patience. Here's some of the things I have written down on the sticky note, and it is right in front of my screen, because you have to really constantly ask yourself, what are we doing? That's the number one thing. Understand what the market is doing. Is this manipulation right now? Are we accumulating? Are we expanding to some type of liquidity? Are we, hunting? Are we, whatever we're doing right now? Ask yourself, what is the market doing? Constantly reassess every time frame. Look at it, especially, as say, some time has gone by and you still have no setup. Constantly reassess, constantly reevaluate, redo your technical analysis, start at the higher time frame and then go back down, just constantly, because this will always give you a better understanding. Because as time goes on, you're receiving more data. You have to be reactive. So as you receive more data, you have to reassess. You might have to change your bias. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adapt to whatever the market is giving you. And you can only do this by reassessing over time and staying patient, instead of trying to force a setup early on when you have less data in front of you. Constantly reassess the time frames, reassess yourself as well mentally. How do you feel? Do you feel restless? Do you feel like you want to take a trade right now? Are you still patient? Do you feel comfortable? Are you good within the market right now? Do you feel like you're at a calmness? Do you feel tranquil? Like, really ask yourself all of that, because if not, if you mentally just don't feel fully there, you probably shouldn't trade. Trading is a mental game. Trading is one of the things where if you're mentally not all the way there, then it is a lot more liable for you to have any type of issue within the day, having any type of issue within the market. You definitely want to make sure that your mental is there. Constantly reassess that as well. Um, but yeah, like these are really it, I would say, that have helped me just kind of gain a patience, gain a sense of calmness within the market, and just kind of like a flow state where I just really feel comfortable no matter what we're doing because I know in the back of my mind that I'm going to make the right decisions. You have to build that confidence. It comes with time. Build it up for yourself. Have the sticky note in front of you if you need, just to remind yourself. Like I have mine that literally just sits right in front of my monitor. It sits right here. Asking myself, am I following my rules? Will something better come? Because if not, I shouldn't take the trade. I should just walk away for the day. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video right there. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Just screenshot this if you need. Just rewatch this video. If you find anything that you want to implement, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you are new, I appreciate everybody for watching. Um, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy it. You catch you on the next one. Peace out.